It's really an obvious question. And believe me, I think we are over-flogging this issue. Every other person, like you said, have been talking about this. And it's not that people are joking. People are really serious, and it's only God. I don't know. The truth of the matter is that the people in government do not even care. They don't talk about it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks to anybody. People complain, and yet the situation goes worse and worse on daily basis. So Nigeria is indeed as a crossroad. We are at a crossroad. We only probably pray to God that at some point God has a way of solving his own problem, because it happened in several places in the world and it came to an end. So this one too is not an exception. It's going to come to an end. Okay, you know that some of the policies are good, but the implementation is wrong. For instance, when the president became the president, and the first day he came up and said subsidy is gone, subsidy shouldn't have gone the way it is. Of course, whoever wanted this country to be good must remove subsidy, because it was a conduit pipe for a lot of people. But you must put some palliatives in place, whereby people get some soft landing before you just remove the thing. You can't just remove it. So therefore, if I were in power, probably I would have advised that yes, subsidy will go, but you have to do one or two things. Make sure one or two refineries work. Make sure the importation of fuel is sustained to some certain place, certain period of time. Then you remove that. That's one. Secondly, the insecurity. You observe that since this government came to power, the insecurity has increased. I come from the northeastern part of the country, and up to today, people cannot travel freely. If you have to travel by road, you have to, because there's no alternative. But you are just doing that at the risk of your life. Only God. So it has increased. We have not seen any decrease in the issue of security in the northeastern part of the country. And therefore, the ripple effects of that is that farmers cannot go to farm. Therefore, the long-term effect is that we'll still go on and on and on. Therefore, if I'm in power, if I'm in a position to advise them, let's tackle this insecurity. When you tackle the insecurity, farmers could be able to go to farm, and therefore they will produce what we need to eat. And those are the things I would have advised if I'm in power. My brother, but when they were eating the money, how much were we buying? You would have allowed subsidy for a certain period of time and get ready, and Nigerians will be informed. They would have understood your policies. But you just came in one day and moved it, and there was nothing in place, and that expected this problem. You see, the problem with Nigeria is that the institutions are not obeyed. The current situation in Nigeria is even good. It's because we do not believe, what can I say? We don't really obey the institutions in place. If we do, even the current system is good. But do we believe it? So whichever way you go, unless corruption is limited in this country, even if you go to other parliamentary or presidential system, it will still continue. The situation is that the corruption in this country must be eliminated. And how do you eliminate corruption? Is the people in power, they play with it. Now let me ask you one question. We have been hearing of people surrendering their houses, the money or whatever from EFCC. Where are the houses? Where are the money? What do they use it for? It go back to the corruption. So the thing is that if you remove corruption entirely, and it's easy. How do you do it? You can even go back to the kind of China kind of system. If you'll be emulated. And therefore, whichever system you go to, my brother, unless you sincerely, our leaders sit up and obey the institution, and the followers would obey and follow them, because a leader leads by example. Yes. If the leaders live by example, followers will do. And Nigerians, I believe, will do that. Nigerians are very simple and kind people. They follow a leader if the leader lives by example. Now, what we have today is the leadership is very weak. We don't know what they do. You don't believe in them because they tell lies. And therefore, people have lost hope. And that's why the system where we find ourselves today. It's a very difficult question. Unless we pray to God and change the present government through the ballot paper, and then probably you bring in people who are sincere, because we can still do that. If you bring in people who are sincere and change the current government through the ballot paper, then Nigerians are still far away from it. I don't have a sympathy for even my boss, Atiku Abubakar. If he swears that he's going to do the right thing, certainly I will. Whether it's Atiku Abubakar, whether it's Kwankwaso, whether it's Peter Obi, all of the presidential candidates, I want candidate or somebody who is yet to signify his interest. I need a candidate who is sincere, who would come and say, look, let's do A, B, C, D, and you see the things he says are done. But these people say they will do it, and you can't see it being done. So how do you believe it? Atiku Abubakar, yes, I have been with him for over 40 years, and I know his capacity. I know what he can do. To a large extent, I know what he can do. But I'm saying we need leaders that can change these things. Whether it is him or Kwankwaso or Peter Obi or any other person that will come to contest for the presidential seat of this country, I need somebody who will be sincere. And there are a lot of them outside this country. Outside the government. There are a lot of them. So almost 1.5 years, they haven't done it. How do you convince me? I don't think they can't. And they will not do it. These people will not listen. They don't listen to you. So they can't. I don't believe they can do it. It's only maybe God from heaven cannot do it. They can't. And they have no intention of doing anything at all. These people cannot do it. They will not. Of course, because we believe in God, Nigerians are very kind people. We trust in God. There's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So we hope that things will change. A very peaceful, united, prosperous country for our children. For now, for people like us, we have reached we are at the airport, waiting for boarding to exist this world. So we pray that this country, we pray for this country. We have so that we can have a united, prosperous country, so that everyone will enjoy the sweat of their. Because we have abundant resources. This country has what other countries do not take, even 1/4 of it. So we have. So I believe that things will happen by the grace of God.